Hello, everyone. I'm Jenny.
And I'm Lisa. And we're the Shady Tree Stitches, coming at you remotely and out of sync, as always, from two different parts of New South Wales in Australia. And we'd like to start tonight by saying thank you for joining us, and thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed, liked, and commented over the past year. It is been a busy year for both of us here on our videos. So thank you.
Yeah, and this is a channel about cross-stitching.
Yeah, see, that's why we need both of each other. All right, well, I'm going to start because I have something that's very exciting. I finished.
Yeah.
I have finished. Where am I? I can't see. Yep. I have finished Autumn Cottage. It's a Lizzie Kate boxer. So very excited to have it finished.
Thought they were.
What?
From the size of the actual pattern, it's bigger than I thought it was.
Yeah.
Not a lot bigger, but a little bit bigger than I thought it was.
It still was quite a bit of stitching in it too. The pattern is only like that big.
Yeah.
So so that was really exciting. All right.
With all the autumn leaves falling at the top. It's cute.
Yes, it is very cute. So I'm happy with that. So I think that's finished number 6 for the year so far. 2 have been model stitches. So I've only actually finished 4 of my old bibs.
Yeah. And that one, that's quite appropriate, seeing as we are now in Australia, we are now in autumn.
It is. So it was good to knock that one over.
Yes.
So that was good. To knock it over, I did, just in case you care, approximately another 700 stitches since you saw me last to finish it. So they're quite a substantial size for something that looks tiny.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I was thinking it was more sort of along the same size as your farmhouse Christmas,
I think the stitch square is probably very similar in size if I'd put the border on the farmhouse Christmas.
Right.
Yeah, so I think they're about that size. I haven't actually got the pattern with me, so I can't tell you how big it is. Anyway, that was one thing I worked on. What have you been working on, Dan?
All right, so in February, I worked on 5 different whips.
Yay!
I was trying to do the semi-sane spring cleaning.
Mm-hmm.
I got halfway.
Well, that's a good improvement.
Yes. So portrait of antique vines. Now, if I can be really tricky and I can go. Here's what it looked like before. Can you see that?
I can. Oh, I like this. I don't have to bother to put photos in for you.
Yeah. And now it looks like this. So I got bored of doing just black, so I started doing some of the pink up the top.
That looks good.
So that was 266 stitches, which is not a lot, but it's on 20 count. So
how are you finding the 20 count?
Well, it's Ada, so it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
I don't know that I'd necessarily want to go any smaller. Certainly not without some kind of
magnification.
Yes, that's the word I was looking for. So I do have. So there was in the Sassy Pouch, the frog one. They gave us a pair of glasses that are 2 prescription, which is a bit too strong for me. So I went and bought a pair of 1 prescription, which helps with that. And also my Castle sampler, the alphabet bit, most of it is 2/2 on 27 count, but the alphabet is 1/1, and that's just a little bit tiny to be seeing. So yes. All right, next I did so that one was for weeding the garden, because I thought the vines gardens.
Uh-huh.
Then I did my verbena one. I can't remember if it was one of the house ones. It was either paint the house or wash the windows. I think it was paint the house. 312 stitches. So I'm not showing a before one for this one because it's obvious. I did all of this
that pattern
bit. So I reckon, I don't know, possible that I could finish this one this year. I mean, there is still, you know, all of
half, but
this side, and then there is still the border that goes all the way around the outside. So I don't know. But
I think you could if you actually made that a goal. But we don't want to push the goals at the moment because you've already been knocking a few out of the park. So
yeah, and you know, we're only just into March. I don't know what other challenges and stuff that I want to participate in during the year. And a friend of mine has reluctantly decided, very sad, that she has to give up all of her cross-stitch stuff because she just does not have room. She lives in a very small one-bedroom apartment, and crocheting is a bigger love than cross-stitch. And I said, okay, yes, thank you very, very much. I will gladly find a home, whether it's with me or Lisa or other stitchy friends, on condition that one of the ones that because one of the reasons is that in the 10 years or so, 10 plus years she's been doing cross-stitch, she's never finished anything.
Oh, okay.
So I said, okay, I will finish one of them for you. You pick which one you really, really want. And so I'm thinking that might end up becoming my freebie in the No New Starts.
Yeah, well, that's a good use of a freebie to do a favour for a friend.
Yeah. Otherwise, the freebie will be another friend. Her daughter's getting married next April. And Liz and I are doing a little cross-stitch present for bride and groom. So that might, I mean, I could wait until next year, but if I don't have anything else to start for my freebie, then I might choose that one. So
yeah, get a head start on.
We'll see. Okay. Next, Little House Neighborhood, which I think was the clean the windows one.
Yeah.
So, hang on. Previously, it looked like this. So I've been working on the house down the bottom.
Yeah.
And now house down, it's still not quite there, but it's getting there.
Oh yeah.
Very close. I filled in all the windows. I've done the door. It's just that last little bit, and also there's one more row. I've done half the crosses, that bottom bit of the roof.
Oh yeah, look at that.
I'm not so sure about the pale brown around the door. I'll wait till I finish. I may unpick that and change it to the dark brown because it looks a bit weird.
I don't think I've done that colour yet, so I can't tell you.
But yeah, but I mean, it's what it says in the pattern, but then it doesn't look quite like what's in the picture on the front. So I don't know.
Oh, well, thanks for the heads up.
It's not too much if I do decide I want to unpick it and change the colour. So that one was 428 stitches. Then I worked on my Reflections of Paris. And that one.
I'm loving this, you putting your before photos up. It is so helpful.
Well, when there's only 5 of them, it's easy to do. It previously looked, hang on, helps if I click the button. It previously looked like this. And now it looks like this. So I've done a whole bit, and I've got just some more sparkly bits.
Oh yeah, you have too.
Put some paper behind it so you can see better. There you go. So yes, so there's 2 more little flowers above. Because yes, my idea was that I wanted to sort of get to this top corner here, so I can then have a look and go, is that enough sparkle, or do I need more? So
yeah. Awesome.
So that one
that fabric looks so red tonight.
It does. It looks a lot more tomato. It's not that color. It's watermelon.
I know it's more pinky, but
that's not its real color. Not at all.
No, not at all. But it still looks good. But it's just knowing its real color.
Yes. So that one was 252 stitches, and then I've done another 234 on my castle. I'm still a little bit behind, but I am catching up. It previously looked like this, and now it looks like this.
Oh, you are up to date.
Not quite. Isn't E almost finished?
Well, yeah, but it's still not finished, so you're up to date.
Well, yes, except that, so I've done there's 4 green stitches, and then there's supposed to be 1 pink one in the middle. I haven't done it in the B. I've started doing it in the C, and I haven't done it in the D. And the dumb thing is, so I've done the green here and there, and then I've done it here. I forgot to do the 2 stitches in the B first before I went here.
I still think you're pretty much up to date. Oh,
no. Yeah. And then eventually I've got to do, there's a different symbol here, and then I've got to go up this side, which is also with the 2 different shades of purple.
Cool. No, I'm impressed. That's gone really well.
So that's all my stitching.
Okay. Well, that's very good. So what was that, about 1,000 stitches?
1,400 or so.
Yay! Good on you, Jen. That's really good.
Yeah. Well, considering that I've had a fair bit of family stuff going on the last couple of weeks, which took out several of the nights I would otherwise have been home and being able to stitch.
I'm still impressed by that, because that's good. That's really good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what have I stitched on? Whew. I have been doing March Mayhem. All right.
Oh, right.
So, and this week that I'm talking about started on the 12th. There's a tiny bit of the 28th, just a tiny little bit of, after I saw you guys, not you, but the people,
okay.
I must speak so I can see what I'm showing this time.
Okay.
I did a bit more work on my summer from Lizzie Kate. So just another 200 stitches on the summer. So that was finishing off February. That finished off my February. And then I was up to March for this floss tube. So yeah, March Mayhem was, there's a few different ones. There's March Madness and there's March Mayhem. March Madness is to do with a baseball tournament. And it's late at night. March Mayhem is just you have to pick a goal and do something a bit out of your comfort zone. So I decided that I got my whips picked by the Aussie Zoomers, and they're the pieces I'm meant to work on in March, plus my zombie run. And unfortunately, the same group foiled my plans because I had to stitch on my, what was it? Oh, it's this week. No, they foiled my plans this week. Last week was okay. So last week I was able to do a few different things. It's interesting though, I've got that I stitched on something. Anyway, all right, I'm rambling. Let's start with my alphabet.
Oh, yes.
So my alphabet, I am up to letter E.
Oh.
And I've been catching up on the C and D fancy stitches.
D's really fancy.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. It's great. So yeah, I've still got to catch up some more on that, but at least my D and my E are up to date.
Yeah.
So that one is just, there's 200 stitches. It's 405 stitches because I go over 2 days into this week. So 405 stitches for that one, which has got it out of the zombie run. I'm also battling in Crystal Academy. The Rougarou are battling the Caracara, and we are the Prowlers and they are the Shrouders. So they're hiding. It's like a big game of hide and seek. And we're looking for them. And we've already found 2 of them and knocked them off the board. They've knocked one of ours off the board. and the 3 people who I'm left looking for are all people I know quite well. So it's really fun. So I'm stitching for that, and so it's 200 stitches each time. So everything I'm doing is sort of in those sorts of amounts.
Yeah.
Okay, so I did some work on my Christmas Eve sampler by Joan Elliott. I did about 350 stitches on it. But the really cool thing is we actually can see something now.
Ooh.
Little sleigh.
Yeah.
Because I'd done border, obviously, to set it up. So 350 stitches got me a little sleigh floating over some trees. So that was exciting. I had to work on my oldest whip, which is one of the foils. This wasn't on my list. And so I've done 304 stitches on all I used to use numbers because it is my oldest whip.
So you're being good and doing your oldest whip, not just your oldest of the selection.
Yeah, because this is my oldest whip that I actually have. Well, it would be a toss-up, but I didn't keep record. So the Celtic Winter is a similar era, but this one I've decided is older. And I've only got to finish 4.
Yep.
That square and the full coverage one up there. Everything else is done for this whip. So, it's a good one to work on. And I'm actually looking forward to if Magical Stitches, I don't like the prompts. You do your penalty stitches on your oldest whip.
Uh-huh.
So this one will be getting finished in the not too distant future. I also did work on my Maidens of the Season. And that's interesting. There you go. I knew I'd done something else. They're not written down at all. But I know I've done about 450 stitches on them. And it's really hard for you to see them on this frame. They're on my beautiful new handmade frame. And each lady is going to sit in there beautifully. But at the moment, I was working on the borders because I was going, I know you can see me through it, see? I can see through it. It's just the type of linen it is.
Yeah.
But I was working on the borders for the fast stitching for the battle. So I still have one more border to come down the middle here, and then I've got to go across to whatever ladies first. Then I'll have the borders done for the 4 of them, and I'll center one lady and work my way through them.
Oh, so you've done the borders for all of them?
Yeah, for all 4.
3 now.
Well, yeah, I've done 3. Yeah.
Oh.
So yes. So if anyone is interested in having one of these frames, you can see, I don't know if you can notice, I've got a short end here and a long end here. That's just because the way my linen's on is not straight. But I could wind it up to make it so that it was firm, and it was firm before I moved it round. The other thing that's really cool is my Lowry fits on here.
Ah.
Yeah, so it's good. But this one I was hand stitching, so I didn't need it in the Lowry. So yeah, I'm really happy with this. So yeah, it's good. So I'm looking forward to just having one of the maidens there to work on sometime soon. I'm battling all week, so we'll see. Then I had my real stitchy meetup on the weekend with the girls from the sort of local area. And it was lots of fun. And that was the day I thought the battle started on Monday, but it started on Sunday. So I actually was battling while I was stitching these pieces. But luckily, they were quite easy ones to stitch. So we have Easter House Trio from Wax and Moon Designs. And my Easter House Trio, I did, looks like 300. Oh no, I did that earlier in the week too. So I've actually done about 900 stitches on it.
Ooh.
Yeah, and this one's on a piece of Colour Cascades fabric, which I know is funny when I dye my own, but I'd already bought this and I really like the colour. So you can see I've worked on border for that too. So I did the whole of the second border.
Yep.
And so my plan with these is because they only take, see how small they are, they only take half the piece. I'm going to actually do them as 2 different sets on the same piece of fabric. Not like I'll chop them up, but I'll use the same fabric.
Oh yeah.
But so there'll be 3, So, there might be Easter and spring or something. I haven't decided what's going on the other side of the purple, but that way the bit that's left will be the same sort of rose style. And I've actually started, sorry, I'm jumping ahead to my shop, but I've started doing dyes that are more of that rose style, because a lot of the pieces I'm liking doing call for that narrow, long bit of fabric. So I thought, why not?
Yeah.
And then to match that, Christmas house trio. And it's really good because I finally have some fancy flosses now that actually match other called fors. I'm starting to find some that fit. So for the actual houses, I'm using the fancy flosses.
Oh.
So Christmas house trio is again on another piece of colour cascades.
On yellow. That's not
on a bright, a bright yellow for Christmas, because it's summer here.
True.
I know that there's snowflakes and things, but that's okay. So I've started this one on the house and the trees, 430 stitches on that one. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then I think the last one that I've stitched on that I can talk to you about is my Anzac.
Ooh.
And I've been working down the bottom corner. So this is where he's up to. Wow. So the actual bottom corner is finished, and I'm just filling in this part now, working my way up. So this is my current battling piece, because it's got just the one Silks for You variegated thread. So I have done on Anzac, I did 700 stitches earlier in the week, and this is one of the ones from my list. But I also have done 680 stitches so far today, and I'll go and do some more when I get through, because for magical stitches this week, I didn't get to talk about it in my homework video because it wasn't released in time, and it's a bit hard when I have to film by about 1 or 2 p.m. on a Monday to get it all happening. So magical keeps missing out, but it's really cool this week because they had 10 items in like a scavenger hunt you had to find, and everything is in here. In fact, I'm gonna show you that, because I haven't had a chance. Where is it? I haven't had a chance to go through that with anyone. So let me just humor you for a minute. Okay, there you go. There's the pattern. Yep. So a horse. Well, there is a horse over here where I'm stitching there.
Oh, yep.
Breathing fire, but anyway.
Yeah.
I haven't actually found a chicken yet, but I'm sure there's something on there that's chickenish. Something that a bride would use. I haven't worked out what that is yet, but I'm sure I can find something on there.
Well, there looks to be some flowers on the turtle towards the bottom right.
Yes, that's true.
Flowers on the back of the turtle.
Well, flowers a bride would use. So yeah. It's hot in Australia.
Yeah.
It's cold in Antarctica.
Yeah.
There's fish.
Yeah.
Smells bad. Well, I know I was just stitching on a possum, and that smells bad. There is a boat. Mm. Nature's magic. Well, it's everywhere.
Mm.
So, and then the number 10, or it's number 9, is actually to do with a soldier. Now, there's 2 options for this. I could lie and say that Ned Kelly's a soldier, because he's got guns and he looks like he's wearing a soldier. But it's a piece about Anzac. Yeah. Anzac, Australian and New Zealand Army Corps.
Yeah.
So the whole piece is about soldiers.
Yep.
So that gets all 10 things. As I said, I've got to just clarify a few of them, but I'm sure I can find those.
Yeah.
And then the only thing I can't do on here is the bonus, just stitching with gold thread. That's fine. I can do that on something else. So it's pretty cool. So that's why Anzac works really well, because I'm competing with it, and secondly, because it works for all those things.
And the competing is a different group to the other one, so you can double dip, so it all works.
Yes, exactly. So that was, I think, all my stitching since I saw you. Saw you. Yes. Do I want to tell you my figure? It's a really good one. It's the best week I've had.
Wow.
Now, it was a week and sort of 2 or 3 days, remember?
Yes, because today is Tuesday.
So 7,051 stitches since I last filmed. Last week itself, like I always do Monday to Sunday stitches as my week, I did 6,166, which was good because before that I was doing like 3,015, 4,600, 4,055, 3,700. So yeah, nearly double. That's just thanks to the competition, you know, that I thrive on competing. So it gets the stitches done.
Yeah.
So that sort of throws me heading towards plans. And my plans are to keep working on the March Mayhem pieces as much as I can. I've knocked over 2 of my 400s on the zombie run now. So I've got to do 200 on my little house neighborhood, which would have been nice to do before I saw you. But anyway, and 200 on my Amazing Animal Kingdom. Not 200, 400 on both those two. And then that gives me, I can revisit whatever I want to visit for another 2 sets of 400. I have a feeling it will be Maidens of the Season's Borders.
Yeah.
Because of depending on what happens with the competition, but that might be what I do. I don't know. We'll see. I've got to get through the other ones first. Not so sure about competing with my Amazing Animal Kingdom.
No.
And I saw someone and didn't write down who they were, but the person who's been inspiring me to do Extreme Cross Country is doing Amazing Animal Kingdom Extreme Cross Country and Colour Completion. And they just posted this week that I was already impressed by how great it was looking. They've added 1 colour, so it was a fairly big colour, and it's just making everything pop. Ooh. So I'm super inspired to do some more work on not so much my animals because I'm doing that page-ish completion.
Yeah.
But some of my other ones that I'm doing string colour, I'm very excited to do some more work on those. Yeah, so that's my plans. Basically, keep doing that. And continue to work through those mayhem pieces as they fit the prompts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What about you?
Well, so this month there's the No New Starts, the Zodiac ones.
Mm-hmm.
So we up to Aquarius or Pisces?
We are up to Pisces soon.
Okay. It's just popped up saying we've got 9.
I know.
Left, so, yeah.
Pisces. No, we're on Pisces now. We're about to kill Pisces and go to Aries.
Yeah. So because Pisces is a water sign and about fishing. So if I do some more of my Beatrix Potter, because it has Jeremy Fisher, who fishes, and for Semi-Sane for their whip days. So I thought if I do the St. Patrick's Day, you've got to stitch in green. I could do some more of my Strawberry Fields. And then I think for the second half of the month, I don't have anything Easter themed for the birthday stitch alongs, but the second half, it's Mirabilia, so I can do some more antique vines.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, yeah, the second half, everyone should be right. It's either a cat or Mirabilia. I reckon everyone has one or the other of those. Just so you know, Jen, F starts on Friday.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I've got like that much. I just need to do the other half of the box of the E. So.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, since we're running out of time on our lovely free Zoom, Hall.
Because you popped in and to give me.
Oh, because I popped in. Yes.
There was a third person for.
That's why. That makes sense. All right.
Okay, we might have to stop and then restart, but
I don't think so. I'm getting a haul.
No, probably not. Okay, your
haul. I have a huge 1 bit of haul.
Pretty.
My pretty silks for you. Colours of the month. They're the special dyes, limited editions. Beautiful. Look at all those variegations. Stunning.
So that's interesting because the last few of those, there's been one multicolored one that's the combination of the other 4, but that's for 5 separate colors with self mottling
and similar level of mottling. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went to our favorite shop again.
Yes.
To Selling Basket, and I found this.
It's
The little
J for Jenny.
J for Jenny. So it's denim on the outside. I'm not. The inside is not particularly me, but the outside, I do love blue, and it's got a J. And I thought it's a good size for taking, you know, my highlighters and my scissors and those little bits and pieces. If I don't want to take my whole box of them.
And you've now got a notions pouch.
And one pattern.
Oh, nice.
So each, like, there's a whole bunch. It's not just cross stitch. 15th century English knot garden. So there's a whole bunch of different stitches as well as cross stitches.
Awesome.
So that would be kind of cool. And, you know, when it's only $2, why not?
No, exactly. Oh, that's good. Well, I look forward to getting your stash that you've bought for me in a couple of weeks' time when I see you.
Yes.
All right. And that's pretty much it, I think. So I was just going to do a really quick Paddock Lanes plug. Do these notifications come up for you or just for me?
What?
You're not seeing anything. That's good. I'm not used to recording on my phone. It's really weird.
Oh, okay.
So Paddock Lanes Designs is the thing that's turned 1 year old.
Yay!
Yay! And to celebrate, I did a video and told everyone about the special offer. I've got like 50 billion people saying about Zoom chats. Anyway, so the special offer is if you go to my Etsy store, which is
my
just
phone, not my computer.
Yeah, Paddock Lane Designs on Etsy. If you buy any 3 pieces of fabric, you get free postage. So that's a pretty cool saving. But I thought it was nice to pass on a birthday present to my customers. And then I did have a video the other day where I showed my newest dies for my group in Facebook.
Yes.
And you can see over there, that is what's left. So I have got the, even we've posted today, I've got to do some cleaning up on my Adas, but the same rule would apply to the Facebook group. You can buy any 3 pieces that are currently on the Facebook group and get free postage. You just can't mix and match between Etsy and Facebook because they're different transactions and that makes it way too difficult. So yeah, you can also buy 3 patterns and get free postage too if you want, but you can't mix and match patterns and fabrics because again, that doesn't work. All right, and I've got some new patterns to release soon. I just have to get around to getting the time to do it. So that's all the news, Paddock Lane Designs. You got any other news or announcements, Jen?
No.
All right.
I did a bit more of my own dyeing, but I was using RIT dye, not natural. But I have just joined, another friend put me on to it. There's a Facebook group for people who dye their own fabric and thread, which I hadn't thought about before. So I might
with
get
natural dyes.
Some with natural and some with like RIT dye and whatever other brands of dyes there are. So it's like, ooh, cool.
Awesome.
Things to try.
Lots of things to try. Well, you keep up stitching, Jen. I'm very impressed. And everyone else, hope you have a really good stitchy week. And until next week, happy stitching.
Happy stitching. Bye.
Bye.